Let's face it, if it wasn't for the volunteers, PHAN would not exist.
My ideal volunteer at PHAN is somebody who's dedicated, focused, believes in the cause.
Everybody's capable of being a volunteer. It doesn't take someone special, it takes somebody with passion.
I became involved with PHAN in 1999.
Ted was, for a very long time, our front desk volunteer.
The fact that I had seen Ted around before as well, and that he was working on the reception desk when I first went into the office after being diagnosed, was a bit of a comfort because it was nice to see a familiar face.
There are so many people who are so miserable and down in this world, and then if you come along and you sing a little bit or you make a joke, you might make somebody's day.
He always sang when he was there.
I like to sing.
Oh my gosh, Ted and his singing.
I sing in a choir.
Ted wants to sing at every event.
There's a river flowing in my mind.
I love that.
There's a river flowing in my mind.
Usually you hear Ted singing before you actually see him.
And it's telling me that I'm somebody.
Singing to me is happy.
There's a river flowing in my mind.
Ted is happy. I can be happy too. Living with HIV does not mean that the end of the world.
To a lot of clients, Ted means the person who's stable, a friend.
He's a huge advocate for what he believes in. He's also a true advocate for our cause. And people that are afraid, he's able to provide them with that comfort that they can ask questions.
Diagnosed as being HIV positive, it is not the end of the world. And you still can have a very productive life in front of you.
He's open and he's out there. He doesn't hide his status, and people respect him for that.
He tried to encourage people and lift them up.
He comes across as a bit of a fighter because he is so dedicated and committed and has volunteered for so many years with the agency.
Wherever we needed him, Ted has always been there.
Jack of all trades.
He's a board member.
God, he makes an excellent treasurer.
I try to manage the money as good as I can.
He's always involved in the client activities.
Key component of our support department.
Ted has been involved with the World AIDS Day Planning Committee.
He continues to be part of the Central Opening Doors.
Ted has also been actively involved in the AIDS Walk.
Continues to be part of the advisory committee for the Legacy Project.
Ted used to be on the BTE committee.
He's led that the World AIDS Day celebration.
Ted does the memorial piece, the candlelight piece during World AIDS Day.
He's an active speaker within the Speakers Bureau.
Whatever needed to be done, you did it.
Whether he's doing a lot or a little, I think he's able to demonstrate that you can volunteer in many different ways and for it to still be meaningful.
He has other interests outside of PHAN, but somehow he always found time for us, which was wonderful.
He did a huge, successful bake sale. He played a huge part in that this year. He even taught me how to do a few things in the kitchen.
Baking comes naturally, and yeah, it is my joy.
He's got a passion for baking.
If Ted was to bake me one thing, it would probably have to be a German chocolate cake.
He's very knowledgeable, and that's what makes him persuasive.
I like to be direct with people.
We've heard, Ted's opinion on a couple of things that we may or may not agree with him on.
Some people don't like it.
He just tells you the way it is.
Be honest with them.
And having somebody that can be a little gruff or maybe a little opinionated is sometimes a good thing.
Fend for myself now, or it is a home away from home, I would say.
I think PHAN treated the member of the family. He's always here. He loves to be around. And you don't join a family that you don't feel comfortable in.
Do your good deeds, help other people, and don't feel sorry for yourself.
One word to describe Ted would be commitment.
Extremely dedicated.
Honesty, his drive, his sense of humor.
Hardworking, thorough.
There's so many things, it's hard to pick one.
I love your dedication. I love the way you give back to the agency. Love the way you give back to the community.
He's a leader to me because he doesn't need to be here, but he's here and he's committed and he has a passion.
He's so full of love and he accepts everyone for who they are. And one thing I'd like to say to Ted is thank you for being that person.
I would tell him that he's my inspiration. I would tell him that he's my hope. I would tell him that I don't know what PHAN would be without him.
I will be here till my day end. And yeah, life without PHAN, to be honest, I never thought about it.